everyone, and welcome back to Plants vs. Zombies explained in a subpar manner. I'm your host, Lucid the West, the person who you've probably forgotten that you're subscribed to, because the amount of time it takes for me to release a video is equivalent to the amount of time it takes for a constipated sloth encased in ice to release a turd. Speaking of ice, today we'll be tackling the fourth world of Plants vs. Zombies 2, the Frostbite Caves. The gimmick of this world is that when your plants get blown, they turn hard and are unable to act, which I'm told is normal according to my boyfriend. The second gimmick of this world is these mysterious disembodied hands of unknown origin, which can slide the zombies around like they're on a non-stick cooking pan. Once we adjust to these circumstances and beat the zombies, we unlock Hot Potato, who can thaw out our plants by doing a warm-up, which was always my least favorite part of gym class other than the rest of gym class. Hot Potato should just be glad that Snoop Dogg isn't the one playing, because he'd probably just drop her and then fill the lawn with spike weed.
Smoke weed every...
With that, Penny reiterates what I just read and said about Hot Potato because the game thinks I have no head, and we move on to the next level where we thaw out these repeaters like I'm thawing out bacon from my freezer. I then use Snapdragon to make the zombies look like my granddad before he was accidentally sent into my lungs by our next plant, Hurricane. Hurricane is like Blover from the first game, but actually gets a mention because he doesn't blow. Or rather, he blows way harder than Blover, which is why he doesn't blow and gets a mention. Or because I forgot to put Blover in the script of the fog video. Oops. Anyway, we then use Hurricane to blow all the zombies, edging all of them. Anyway, we then use Hurricane to push all the zombies to the farthest part of the screen. Moving on to day 4, I use Bonk Choy to make the zombies go
Ow! Gee, the back of my head!
This doesn't last long, however, as a guy wearing an X-Men villain shows up and then chucks enough snowballs to turn my bonk choice into a punchsicle. After taking him out a few times, we get to smash a weirdly mustacheless replica of the skull to unlock the ability to smash more things in Basebreaker. The game mode even PopCap forgot existed, and I'm sure you forgot too until I mention it this very second. Moving on from the game mode that I already forgot about, we are introduced to Pepperpult, the plant that is so useless that his only pro is the fact that he's biodegradable, so I don't have to look for a trash can to throw him in. Once we beat the level tutorializing Pepperpult with Pepperpult, we beat a second level tutorializing Pepperpult with Pepperpult before we get to unlock him, because his flames are so hot they melted all my brain cells. A week into our journey, Penny finally decides to mention the new flamethrower power-up replacing the snowball power-up, even though it's literally been there the entire time. That was incredibly delayed, Penny. What are you, American Congress? Anyway, the gimmick of this level, Split Pea, soon gets interrupted by a new gimmick, which was the same one from 3 worlds ago. Despite this, I still beat the level even harder than I beat it after accidentally walking into the American Deep South and being chased away by a tobacco farmer wielding an assault rifle. Heading on to day 8 with enough blizzards to put both Canada and Dairy Queen to shame, we meet the Ice Block Zombie, whose brain freeze is somehow more protective than a literal metal bucket. Also, he canonically has depression. Okay. After removing the Immigration Customs Enforcement from his head and granting him his wish, we're introduced to the Dodo Rider, whose gimmick is flying over the sliding tiles while looking constipated. To help with that, I gave him diarrhea. Bro didn't just let one rip, he ripped a hole in the fabric of space and time itself and ceased to exist. After killing an extinct species, we're introduced to the Chard Guard, who flings zombies like babies when their stroller hits a rock. He's locked into the next level as well, where I use him to torture a dodo bird before blowing him up, and only then can I finally unlock him. Day 12 has us playing our defense, so I choose to bring in the Siamese peas in order to give the zombies back shots. Unfortunately, the dodos fly right over them and activate a few of my lawnmowers, which are beavers in this world for some reason. Weird considering you'd assume beavers to be the mortal enemy of every plant, but I don't know. After getting bored and lighting a guy on fire, we meet the Sloth Gargantuar, who embodies not only the deadly sin of sloth, but also lust, given the 3 kids on his back. Then this blockhead farted so hard it prevented a blizzard, and we move on to the next level. This next level features zombies so afraid of Split Pea that they deliberately choose not to go through the center lane in order to avoid him. However, Crazy Dave has forsaken them, and they must still feel Split Pea's wrath. It's also here that I learned that Hurricane can send dodo birds to the Shadow Realm. On day 15, we successfully protect some Pepperpult so they can appear in the next episode of Hot Ones and are rewarded with a rock. However, this one can't rap, so it's automatically worse.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour.
Anyway, while Dr. Zomboss practices his Joe Biden impression, he assaults us with waves of single dads and men with big brown lines but no eyebrows, which we narrowly survive with a bunch of plants not even from this world. After stopping Joe Biden harder than the stairs of Air Force One, we go on to the next level where my fume shrooms bring all the zomboys to the yard. This includes this guy who shoves ice blocks almost as hard as I shove little kids down the stairs. The next level starts out with some casual Crazy Dave racism before Penny introduces us to Stunyon, whose breath smells almost as bad as my cat's. Seriously, why does this world have 2 levels tutorializing every new plant it unlocked in the world? I feel like an old lady crossing the street right now with the way my hand is being held! This level is also interesting in the fact that the plants given to you are the ones that you're probably going to pick anyway, but I'm glad I don't have to make that choice. Choices are hard. With how much the game helps us, I don't think we have enough brain to be eaten at this point. In the next level, I bring Spring Bean to force the zombies into the top lane, which surprisingly works out. Congratulations, you're now useful in 1 level outside of Pirate Seas. Are you proud of yourself? After beating the level, we get cold hands touching a boner, one of my favorite experiences personally. Moving on, Penny contracts hypothermia like she's a member of the Donner Party, and to help her, Dave brings out an incredibly hot plant. But aren't they all? How did I do that? That wasn't even in the script. We then meet Weasel Hoarder, who hoards weasels like I hoard weapons of mass destruction to prepare for the oncoming doom. Once we murder a Nickelodeon character, we get a mobile game ad so bad that the logo covers up the main character's face. Absolutely wonderful. After skipping the ad like I skipped high school, I prove my educational worth by doing the ABCs and protecting an angry broccoli column. Now I just have to learn my 1, 2, 3s and I'll be all set. After failing to meet my quota, meeting my quota, and making sure these guys don't weasel past my defenses, we get a whopping 100 gold from a piñata. Wowzers. And after the obligatory 2-level tutorial, we unlock the transplant, who quickly becomes in danger, just like in real life. On day 28, I play my defense by going triple P-pod, and making these Torchwoods go Super Saiyan like in hit anime Dragon D's balls. However, even with the P damage seemingly being over 9,000, I'm still unable to beat the level, so I restart, triple P again, fail again, and then triple P again, and then win, because 3 is just my lucky number today, I guess. After shooting enough fireballs to probably melt the ice underneath our feet, we finally come face to face with Dr. Zomboss's brand new innate one, also reuniting the Ice Age trio. This fight ends up being kind of underwhelming, which kind of sums up the entire world in a nutshell, to be honest, as it mostly consists of just spamming random plants to break through Zomboss's poorly animated ice while he flings stuff at us with his Angry Bird slingshot. Also, unlike in other Zomboss fights where the zombies kind of appear through his machine's like portal door thing, these ones just kind of show up without explanation. I pray for the PopCap intern who had to make this entire fight in a single night. After 5 minutes of that, we beat the future meatball and find a key to the Lost City, which isn't really a time period, but whatever. Anyway, I'll see you there. And remember, subscribers save 10 million lives each year. Peace. I'm literally gonna shit my pants if I have to re-record this Zombot fight one more time.